Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. It's round 4, is it round 4? It's round 4 of GTTCC. It is round 4, I am right. I've forgotten to download the flyer, so you're not going to get to see that. I've actually forgotten which 2 tracks we're at tonight. I can see Circuit Gilles Villneuve, but I forget what the other track is, apologies. But leading into round 4 tonight, then let's have a look at some scores. So we've got Dark Clark leading the way with 143 points. We've got Hirokram second with 110 points. Rick 33 GTR in third with 105 points. We've got JRC 87 in fourth with 102 points. Donkey Chong fifth with 99 points. Fat Pickles Bro in 6th with 84 points. We've got T50 Phil in 7th with 74 points. GTP Toby is in 8th with 69 points. P Gib in 9th with 58 points. We've got Golden Brownie in 10th with 55 points. LFC Fan in 11th with 53 points. Mark Eldridge, Mutt 36 is in 12th there with 42 points. We've got Janio in 13th with 25 points. Marshall 2012 unfortunately has still got -8 points at this point in the season, and Faithless Emo also has -35 points. Both drivers swapping cars, and unfortunately you lose I think you lose double points or something. It's a big old kick when you do get caught up with something like that. So yeah, they've made the choice to change cars, and unfortunately that's cost them a little bit of time, a little bit of points, apologies. So stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoke@googlemail.com. And just before we actually get into the racing, I'll leave the sound off for a little bit. We have got qualifying underway. Just want to talk about let me just make sure I get this right. Not that, that's not what I want. MRC Lega 272. So unfortunately Leslie Harrington, as he was commonly known, and obviously MRC Lega 272 in the realm of the PlayStation GT7 world, unfortunately has succumbed to cancer and has passed away. So you might see several liveries or several tributes to Lega on the cars tonight. I think you'll see Keep Fighting Leslie logo somewhere on the cars. I think they're doing that across all the lobbies as well tonight. So nice little touch, but yeah, RIP Leslie. Always been a big part of MRCs for a long time as well. So let me put some sound on, because you know we've got that bit out of the way. Let's get ourselves in. Evening. I've not jangled my camera, have I? Video capture device. I'm still a million miles away because it doesn't save anything, because it's stupid. It saves everything else except anything I do with my camera. There we go. That'll do. Okay, let's get that out of the way. That's done. Right, so qualifying is underway. Let's have a quick look who we've got in tonight. We've got Donkey Chong, Dark Clark, Hirokram, Sweaty Keg, P Gib, Rick 33, T50 Phil, Marshall, Golden Brownie, GTP Toby, Mutt 36, Faithless Emo, and Biscuit King 99. You're not on the score sheet. Are you a latecomer? It looks like you're out on track, but let's go and have a look, shall we? Put the usual nonsense on for you lot. There's Donkey Chong up front at the moment. So how are we all doing tonight, people? All right, I hope. Let's just turn that on. There we go. Right, that's enough for you, Donkey Chong. It says you're in first. He's got fastest lap at the minute, 1:44.3. This circuit, Gilles Villneuve, which I don't actually think I've seen. Oh yes, I think I've covered it once, I think. Yeah, tricky circuit, this one. Let's go for a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Keep fighting Les on the side of the cars. That's what you'll see just under the wing mirror there. So you'll see a few of the drivers with that on tonight, possibly all of them. Let's learn this track together, shall we? Because again, it's not been one I've done often, so it's going to be new to me as well. Okay, tricky chicane, nice wall for you to crash into on the right hand side. That's what we want. I do recognise this circuit somewhere, somehow. Definitely F1 as we chase T50 Phil down. Hirocram's moved up the order a little bit. He's into second now. It's still Donkey Chong on that top spot. We are sticking with Dark Clark for this little bit of a teach lap for us all. Yeah, this is an F1 circuit, isn't it? I recognise those walls. Tricky hairpin at the bottom here. Big long straight coming up, attack central. I'll start looking at the order in a minute in terms of times and things like that. I can see most of them on screen. Big long push down this straight then into a chicane, which I'm sure will catch a few drivers out. Bump through the curbs, yeah, catch those curbs at full tilt, race pace. That could be the end of your evening. So it's qualifying, as I say, underway now. We've got 2 half-an-hour races. First race will be from here. Second race will be reverse grid. I forget where. I forget. There's only one more person in the chat. They probably don't know either. Unless it's Donkey Chong. Help me, Donkey Chong. Right, that's enough of that. Let's have a look then. So it is still the Donks. He won't help me because he's still putting qualifying laps in. Still on that top spot though, 1:44.3, 10th faster than Dark Clark. Just been on board with. What's his fast lap? Hirocram gets nudged down to 3rd position then. Sweaty Cake 4th. Got Biscuit King again. New driver, Comedy Club, not sure. But he has crossed the white line exiting the pits and he's picked himself up a 3-second penalty. Golden Brownie sitting... Oh, apologies. I thought he was Faithless Emo. He's not. There he is in the green Sirocco, sitting in 6th. 1:45.099 for him. Rick 33 in 7th. 1:45.1. Again, always thinks it's going to rain, Rick. I don't know what weather app he's got, but it's obviously telling him the wrong stuff. P. Gibb in 8th then. He's found himself with a little half-a-second penalty. And I can imagine it's through some of these chicanes that are catching some of these drivers out. T50 Phil in 9th then, 1:45.3. Mutt 36 also with a penalty. He's just about to lose here. He's in 10th with a 1:45.9. Marshall in 11th, 1:45.9 as well. Toby in 12th with a 1:46.1, and Faithless at the back at the minute in the McDonald's full-on Happy Meal liveried up. Little Suzuki. There it is. Do you want fries with that? Nobody able to touch Donkey Chong at the moment though. And if you've noticed, I've dropped it down to, whether you even know or not, I've been doing the multi-stream thing, so I've been streaming the normal stream and then I've been doing the vertical as well, just to try and, because, you know, people scroll through the shorts, they see it, they might jump in. It's another way. Unfortunately, my crappy internet can't handle it, so it seems to, when I do that sort of stuff, all I hear is noise from over there, because that's where my son's room is, and yeah, it kicks him out of his games, unfortunately. The missus is downstairs streaming something as well. Yeah, I've got to do something internet wise. Right, final lap of qualifying then. Nobody's been able to budge any closer to Donkey Chong as yet. He's found his feet here for sure. Dark Clark is last chance saloon for everybody. Dark Clark still in second. Hirokram still third, but he's found himself with a penalty, so he's not going to move up the order on this lap. Penalty gets lost in between the two yellow markers, you can see just a little bit further down that track. There you go. Pulls off the racing line while he loses that penalty. That's what we want to see as well. Don't want to be blocking while we're having auto brakes fitted on, if you like. Sweaty Keg fourth, but again just finds himself with a half a second penalty, which unfortunately, if he crosses the line, turns into a full second penalty. So we'll see where he ends up. Toby fifth. Hirokram, after losing his penalty, handbrakes across the line. Biscuit King just losing a penalty as well, so probably going to stay sixth. Don't think he's going to move up the order anymore. Golden Brownie in seventh then. We've got Rick 33 in eighth. P. Gibb 9th. T50 Phil in 10th. Marshall in 11th. Mutt 36 in 12th. And Faithless Emo not getting on so well in that little Suzuki as Donkey Chong. We've got one at the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end. There are our results then. Donkey Chong up front, Dark Clark second, Hirokram third, Sweaty Keg fourth, GTP Toby in fifth, Biscuit King 99 in sixth, Golden Brownie seventh, Rick 33 GTR in eighth, P. Gibb 9th, T50 Phil in 10th, Marshall in 11th, Mutt 36 12th, and there is Faithless in that other. Oh yeah, we've got T50 Phil in the right, race one. Well, that's not a very good angle, is it? There we go, there we go. It's managed to sort its life out. Okay, red lights go on then. Half an hour race coming up here at Circuit Gilles Villneuve. They're held for an awful long time on the line. A little bit of a false start from Rick 33, I think. He did peel over to get out of the way just in case. It did look like he just jumped that light a little bit. Why? No, Mutt 36, you're not first. No, there we go. It's moved him. Right, so Donkey Chong has held on to the lead. He is almost being pushed around the first chicane by Hirokram. Dark Clark holding third, Sweaty Keg fourth, GTP Toby fifth. So kind of as they were off the line. Nobody's managed to make any big moves yet. Biscuit King in sixth, Golden Brownie seventh. Yeah, anybody really moved? No, not really. Oh, Marshall's dropped back a position. He's down into 13th. Faithless Emo's moved up a slot. Donkey Chong showing these Audis who's boss tonight. Has he tinted his windows a little bit darker as well? That's given him 5 brake horsepower for sure. Big pile of Germans chasing down the little Japanese car in front. He's pulling away as well, actually. Donkey, 0.7 of a second. Not so much now he's on this straight. Let's have a look through the rear view mirror. Slipstream coming into effect then as they hit the chicane. That gap down to 0.6 of a second. Still pulling these drivers behind along down to the next couple of turns. It was starting to make a bit of a move away from the chasing pack. And if they keep battling, that'll only help him out. Look at that Dark Clark trying to go up the inside, then to the outside on Hirokram. Rubbing is racing, boys, but again, that little bit of fighting has just allowed Donkey Chong, who we're on board with, to open that gap up to 1.2 seconds. He was fast in qualifying as well. if they've lost the toe and they're still battling, these boys, so they are a little bit, it's going to cost them some time. Great set of corners there by Hirakram. He pulls himself away from the chaos behind him. Sweaty Keg, Dark Clark, GTP Toby all looking for a way through there. It's Dark Clark just holding that third place. Oh, Sweaty Keg's up the inside, but Dark Clark's got the next apex into the chicane. And the battle commences. Donkey Chong then kept himself far enough ahead of Hirakram to not give him a toe. Now can Hirakram bring that time down? Sweaty Keg then through to third position now. He's jumped ahead of Dark Clark. A little bit of movement in the field actually. Biscuit King 99 has moved up the field to 5th. They're all still vying for position. GTP Toby looking to try and get back up the inside in the Audi. A little bit of contact. Oh, come on, camera, keep up. A little bit of contact. Oh, Biscuit King, I think, coming through, almost taking out Dark Clark, and Dark Clark just having a little bit of a retaliatory push back across the track, saying, "Oi, pack it in, bro." He does kind of pull over to allow him back through. Let's hope there's no wall sending going on here. Let's just have a quick flick up front then. That gap just opening up a little bit. It's going to open up even more now. Hirakram has taken the chicane too tightly, and he has picked up half a second penalty. He's going to lose that on that long, I believe it's the long back straight. Oh no, it's not. It's the start finish straight, beginning of the start finish straight. You'll see the two little markers. You'll see his bar light up above his car as well, so he's about to lose that penalty. So that's going to give Donkey Chong, he's cutting those chicanes. He's cutting those chicanes to try and bring that time down to Donkey. He's just got to be careful he doesn't pick up more penalties because of it. We'll see it as a bit of a shortcut if he goes all 4 wheels off the track. That's not everywhere. Oh, here we go, it is round this turn. I thought it was the next little straight. So what is he? 1.1 seconds behind him, 1.2 as they come out of that turn. Let's see what the time is. Donkey Chong goes past that penalty zone. Boom, there goes Hirakram through it. Brakes get applied for him. He doesn't have a choice in that. So although he only had 0.5 of a second penalty, you can see the damage it's done. It's cost him more than 0.5 of a second in terms of time. He's lost over a second to Donkey Chong in front. And that has brought Sweaty Keg right up behind him. Slipstream as well for Sweaty. Biscuit King through to 4th then. Dark Clark 5th. Got Rick 33 in 6th. Golden Brownie 7th. Toby getting pushed down the order a little bit, down to 8th. Got 36 in 9th. A little bit of a gap to those drivers in front. T50 Phil having a little bit of a punch up there with Marshall 2012 as they come through that little chicane, but it is T50 Phil. Oh, I say that, it was T50 Phil. Marshall found a little bit of a gap up the inside there, but T50 Phil able to come back across, use the next part of that chicane to regain that position. Marshall has to settle for 11th for the time being then. P Gibbon to 12th. Faithless Emo really not getting on well here tonight. Donkey's putting down a stormer. 2.2 seconds lead still. Not lost any time. Big old gap back to Hirakram then. He's still got Sweaty Keg in his rearview mirror. Still getting towed along here as well. Doesn't look like he's able to close up enough to make a move though. So again, those kind of chicanes, all 4 wheels through those. Possibly even all 4 wheels off the ground, it might catch you out and give you a penalty for that one. Stick to the grey stuff, Sweaty. So front engine, front wheel drive, all of these cars that are in race 1, and then we will jump to race 2. Everything is mid-engine, rear wheel drive, front engine, rear wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive, I think. 4-wheel drive or mid-rear. That's not the view we want. That's the view we want. Donkey Chong pulling away a little bit more. That gap stretches to 2.6 seconds. 8 minutes into race 1 then. Again, they've just got to be careful through those chicanes. Oof, takes a tiny bit of paint off that car as well there, Hirokram. Third for Sweaty. Top 3 then pulled a bit of a gap. Biscuit King, Dark Clark having a go at each other. They are 3.5 seconds back from the top 3. Bit of bumper to bumper action here. Let's go a little bit of chase cam with Golden Brownie. We can see the 4 drivers in front getting ready to have a go at each other. It does look like Biscuit King and Dark Clark are next to each other. In fact, let's just jump forward a car. They are next to each other into the chicane. Oh, Dark Clark's had to take avoiding action through there. Has he got away with that? Does he pick up a penalty? Looks like he might have got away with that one. Let's just jump on board with him. Where is he? Yes, he has. So maybe there was a tiny bit of contact between him and Biscuit King going through there. They did go through there side to side. And it might have been that contact that pushed him wide, and maybe it hasn't deemed it as a shortcut as such, but he is through to 4th position. Biscuit King back down to 5th. Rick 33 in 6th. GTP Toby moves up a spot into 7th. All over the back of Rick 33. Golden Brownie in 8th, now tucked onto the back end of those two. And then a bit of a gap back here then to these boys near the back of the field. Mutt 36 in 9th. T50 Phil and Marshall still neck and neck as they battle each other for that 10th position. P. Gibb hanging on to the back of those two. Faithless Emo falls even further back, 4.7 seconds. Circuit, the car, the circuit and him not blending well tonight. Unlike this man, it's only getting better and better for him. 3 seconds now he's got over Hirokram. Still got Sweaty Keg for company, not quite dropped him for the toe yet, so he's still picking up a bit of slipstream here, Sweaty, just keeping him in Hirokram's peripherals. Oh, big kicker on the rear end as he hits that curb. He's going to lose a big chunk of time with that. Yeah, but nearly half a second he's lost because of that little sideways action. And unfortunately, that's the kind of action that you can expect when you hit those big yellow curbs. Back to this race here then. Biscuit King back to 4th position. Dark Clark 5th. And swapping lap after lap those two. Rick 33 is just sat in the background enjoying it all. Golden Brownie gets himself past GTP Toby. I think these two have been swapping positions a fair amount as well. Good bit of racing. We have finally got Marshall through. We're not forgetting you, Mutt. We're not forgetting you, Mutt. Faithless. Catalunya is race 2. Yeah, see. Screw you, Donkey Chong. You didn't help me out. My bro Faithless Emo did though. Yeah, we're not forgetting about you, Mutt 36. It was just I was going to say it's finally found Marshall in front of T50 Phil. He's been tucked right up his rear wing for the last few laps. Oof. Almost a shortcut there for T50 Phil. Has that picked it up as one? Has he got away with it? Has got away with it. Still got P. Gibb just tucked under his rear wing as well. These four having a battle. Faithless Emo still rolling about, but again, just not getting on well tonight with that. Again, look at this, Donkey Chong. Since last time we checked in, he's pulled half a second. The Audi hasn't got anything for Donkey Chong at the minute. Let's just make sure we take a good look at his bonnet, shall we? We've got to have a good look at his bonnet, because it's a Donkey Chong. It's exactly what it says on the tin. What's in the tin is what's on the tin. The one there with the helmet on. That's him. That's him on. Yep, that him. He chongs donkeys. Yeah, Hirakram. Can't find the pace, unfortunately, for Donkey at the moment. Sweaty Keg with that little indiscretion. Falls a little bit further back then, so no more slipstream for him. Slowly falling off the back of Hirakram. Dark Clark through to 4th again. Biscuit King 5th. 8:33 still watching on. Golden Brownie's found himself with a half a second penalty, so he's going to have to lose that down here. GTP Toby's going to obviously take that position off him. Will be after this hairpin, although Toby's looking a little bit eager coming into the hairpin. Thought he was going to sling one up the inside, but he didn't. So let's see then. You'll see Golden Brownie pull over to one side of the track. His brakes will automatically be applied. He's not sure. There you go. He gets off the racing line. Look, brakes automatically get applied. Gets back on the power, but that half a second penalty always equates to more than half a second. Got to get that right. Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall through there as well. Luckily for him, Golden Brownie not quite up to race pace coming out of that turn. He's able to hold on to that position. Nice little cart delivery. There he is, just under the number there. Keep fighting, Les. You boys need to do the same. We've got Golden Brownie right up your rear end again. Keep it out of the wall through there. And there's that battle in the background still kicking off. Marshall finally found a bit of pace in that, is it a Hyundai? Yes it is. He's got himself up to and past Mutt 36 then, so 9th for Marshall, 10th for Mutt, P-Gib in 11th. T50 Phil has made a terrible mistake somewhere and he drops off that pack a little bit. He's a second down in 12th. He's just got Faithless Emo in the other Suzuki. It's funny, isn't it? We've got two Suzukis not getting on too well. And the other one absolutely stomping it around. 4.1 seconds for the Chongster. It's like he's doing trial laps on his own, isn't it? The gap's that big. Sweaty Keg. Just keeping himself in touch with Hirakram at the minute. Little mistakes cost him, unfortunately. He's just lost another 10th through there as well, but we'll see what happens. Just at the halfway point of race 1. Dark Clark clearly into 4th place now then. He's managed to break the toe of those drivers behind. 1 second back for Biscuit King. He's again found himself with a half a second penalty, which he'll have to lose at the other end of this circuit. 33 watches on again in 6th. Toby 7th. Pulls a little bit of a gap over Golden Brownie. And look at this, these 4. Oh, Marshall now finds himself with a full second penalty. I was just about to say, with Marshall now up front, he does seem to be pulling these 3 a little bit closer to that pile in front. There's Golden Brownie, there is Marshall, just 1.7 seconds between the two of them. And again, I think they're just picking up a little bit of slipstream still off of Marshall, which is dragging them up towards this. I was going to say pack, but it has broken up a little bit here now. There's almost 5 cars vying for the same position, but Dark Clark's managed to pull a little bit of a gap. Rick 33 and Biscuit King having a little go to each other, coming around that hairpin. Won't last for long though, because Biscuit King will have to lose this penalty, as will Marshall behind them. GTP Toby also with a penalty. Side by side, brakes get slammed on then. Rick 33 just carries on at full race pace, still expecting rain. It must cost you an arm and a leg in burnt out wipers. And then Biscuit King can get that Sirocco back up to a full race pace then. Oh, a little bit of contact I think behind, maybe a tiny bit of touching between Golden Brownie and GTP Toby on the exit of that turn. Some tyres squealing and Toby go a little bit vacant on the outside of that circuit. Still battling here again. Look, there is Marshall now at the back of that after losing his 1 second penalty. So all that work, unfortunately, and he drops back to the back of this little fight. Sidhi, let me just have a look at the back of his car. We need to sit thee. That's what you need. If you don't know, well, sorry. Keep fighting, Les. Faithless just struggling, I think, really. Be happy for this race to end. Get in the next car. Start at the front. He's probably swearing a lot. So just about to hit the 19 minutes mark. We've got Donkey Chong leading then by a fair old amount, nearly 5 seconds, 4.8. Just not been able to close that gap down on him. Had a little bit of a clatters into the wall through there as well. Had a little bit of punch up with the drivers behind him for the first lap and a half. It's just allowed Donkey Chong to pull away a little bit. There's Hirakram, Dark Clark and Sweaty Keg all vying for second. And that just allowed Donkey Chong to pull away enough by the end of lap 1, I think, maybe halfway around lap 1, where he managed to pull out enough time to break the toe. And he's slowly but surely been extending ever since. 5.3 seconds then. That little tap of the wall has cost him a big chunk of time. It's not helped Sweaty Keg out, unfortunately. He is still 2 seconds behind Hirakram. Dark Clark trying to haul himself back towards those two as well. Got himself far enough away from that battling pack behind, as we find Rick 33 now into 5th. With Biscuit King losing his penalty, Rick 33 obviously got given that position. Biscuit King coming back, looking to take that one back off him. Just a half a second behind and closing. To this hairpin, closes up a load under the brakes. Nice wide entrance on the way in, trying to get the speed on the run out. Big long straight now then, tucks himself right behind Rick 33. Make Rick 33 punch the hole through the air, so he's not got to. He's not closing up anywhere near quick enough for the chicane to go for a move. A phenomenal exit out of here to get Rick 33 before turn 1. Let's close that gap down a little bit. I think Rick 33's car's got special powers with the wipers on. Got to give him extra brake horsepower or something, surely. Oh, all over him through turn 2. Good battle between these two. Brownie's 7th behind them. Close to that wall. Feathering the throttle through here, just trying to keep the car almost into the wall there as well. It's got to be so close on the exit of these chicanes. Millimetre perfect for maximum speed. It is Volkswagen versus Volkswagen, so it's all about the driver. Let's see what's happening happening then. Donkey Chong, well, I don't even know, but 6.4 seconds now the lead. There is Hirakram in the background, a long way down then. A little bit of a dink into the wall there for Donkey. Shouldn't slow him down too much. Hirakram's done exactly the same thing. Again, taking a little bit too much curb there. Just unsettles the car enough. You don't get the grip coming on out the exit of that turn, and it just allows the car to run that little bit wide. Clunk into the wall. Sweaty Keg gains a tenth or two on him. Dark Clark is definitely pulling time back on those two. Just 2.7 seconds back now then on the exit of that turn. He's only got 7 minutes left in this one. Biscuit King back into 5th then, past Rick 33. Is Rick 33 now with a penalty. Golden Brownie 7th. Him and GTP Toby have had a damn good battle all race pretty much. Very close together these two, swapping positions a fair amount. Mutt 36 holding 9th, P Gib 10th, T50 Phil in 11th. Unfortunately Marshall in 12th. Had managed to get just in front of this little pack, but found himself with a penalty, and that pushed him all the way back to the back of this pack. Tough night for him. Not as tough as this man though, just really struggling in this little Suzuki, I think. Maybe he's had too many Happy Meals today. He kept all the toys. Chuck the toys out the window. Not as in, you know, have a tantrum. As in, get the McDonald's toys and chuck them out the window. Get that car super leggera. Donkey Chong's made another tiny little mistake somewhere. He's lost a couple of tenths to Hirakram, but starting to pull them back. He's coming to turn 1. Sweaty Keg as well falls back a little bit further. Dark Clark brings himself a little bit closer. Might be able to just squeeze that 3rd position off of Sweaty Keg if he pushes. Again, Sweaty Keg's been driving that Sirocco pretty on point. He's only had one mistake that I've seen, and that's down to one of those big curves which just pushed the rear end of his car out. Biscuit King then holding that 5th. Penalty lost now for Rick 33 pulls him outside of that tow range. Golden Brownie, GTP Toby still bumper to bumper. 7th and 8th. There is Mutt in 9th. Marshall, oh Marshall, so he's found himself through to 10th, but discrepancies are afoot. He's got himself a 1.5 second penalty. There's a big old gap now between these two and those two, so he's cut a corner somewhere. As Marshall found himself with a great big penalty, and possibly as he's coming back on track, he's almost got himself tangled up with these two. Hence the gap. Yeah, a few drivers picking up penalties here tonight. 4 minutes remaining then. Donkey Chong having a cracking race. Boring for him in respect to, you know, he's not seen anyone. He's just been slowly but surely disappearing off down this track. Lap after lap, corner after corner. Not a foot wrong from the man tonight, by the looks of it. Took qualifying quite early on, in fact. So we jumped in about halfway through and he was already on pole, and nobody was able to close up on him before the race started, so he secured himself top spot, and he's just managed to keep it throughout. It's those naughty big curves that are catching some of these drivers out. Sweaty Keg then still third. There is Dark Clark a little bit closer again. So he had 0.4 of a second gap he's taken out of Sweaty Keg in front. Biscuit King not going to be close enough to attack the boys in front. Rick 33 is closing that gap back up a little bit, but whether it's going to be enough to bring the fight back to him before the end of this race is yet to be seen. 1.5 seconds behind at the minute for Rick. Golden Brownie and Toby still neck and neck, 7th and 8th. It's all about the slipstream really down these long straights. It's not really working between the Audi and the Volkswagen. Don't seem to be closing up very quickly at all. Drivers getting a bit squiggly through there, and they have to go and do it all again. Nobody able to make an advantage through that one. Oh, I've gone too far again. So Mutt in 9th. He's managed to pull a little bit of a gap then from the drivers behind. Marshall has lost that 1.5 seconds penalty, which brought him right into the grasps of T50 Phil again. T50 Phil's managed to pull himself back ahead of P. Gibb here as well. So 12th for P. Gibb. Maybe mistakes from the both of them, because Faithless Emo has closed that gap down from over 5 seconds down to 2.8. I'm sure he'll just be quite happy to stay here and take pole in the next race though. One minute remaining then. Donkey Chong stomping it down this straight. He will see another lap. Don't know whether everybody will see another lap. Dark Clark, he's either made a mistake or had a great big penalty. He's fallen off the back of Sweaty Cake. 3.3 seconds now. That could be that in the bag, unfortunately. We've got 20 seconds left on the race timer. It's obviously a long way down from Sweaty Keg, even if he does cross the line here, and it's going to be almost impossible. He does get another lap though. Let's see who else manages to cross the line. Biscuit King, yes. Rick 33 by the skin of his teeth, but it is going to be Golden Brownie that takes the first of the positions here then, so he takes 7th. GTB Toby takes 8th. We've got Marshall coming across the line for 9th. Mutt for 9th. Marshall 10th. T50 Phil in 11th. P. Gibb in 12th. Faithless Emo is going to crash into the pits because he's upset with his mechanics. And then we wait for the top 6 then. There's big gaps all the way down here. There's nobody really battling. Or maybe these two, but neck and neck, both in the same car, both on the same tyre. But we will give Donkey his glory shots as he crosses the line. We've got a little time to wait. He's got a big long straight to go yet, but the man that chongs donkeys, here he comes, taking a win tonight then in the little Suzuki Swift. As long as he doesn't bin it at the chicane, I suppose he's going to take a win. Don't bin it. Don't bin it, donks. He nearly binned it. He didn't. There he goes then. Flash of the lights. He gives a little swerve across the track, and he does take the win then in race 1. It is going to be Hirokram that takes 2nd. It was a hard fight for these boys. Sweaty Keg comes home in 3rd. Dark Clark 4th. He's had a bit of a night of it as well. He's been up and down the field a fair bit. Biscuit King does hang on to 5th. And Rick 33 will take 6th then. And we have seen the other drivers cross the line. But yeah, Hirokram, Sweaty Keg, Dark Clark, GTP Toby. And they were all very close together. Rick 33 at the beginning as well. All close together. All battling, and that just allowed this man, the donk of the Chong, to disappear here at Circuit Gilles Villneuve. And that's it. That's race 1 done and dusted. We've got a little bit of a break between race 1 and race 2. and then we go for another half an hour race. Where did you say? Oh, Catalunya. Faithless, thank you. So race 2 at Catalunya. Again, same thing but reverse grid. Cars will change as well. So these have been front engine, front wheel drive, and now we go to mid rear or front rear or mid or 4-wheel drive, I think. No chicane. Okay. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, down that bottom corner. Yeah. Cut that naughty one out. There you go, 250 Phil. Giving props to Marshall, Mutt and P. Gibbs, saying that was fun. And yeah, when again, it doesn't matter where you are on track. If you get into a damn good battle, a clean, damn good battle on track with other drivers, it can be the best thing ever. Again, forget the positions, forget being first, second, third, whatever. Forget the points. It's it's just a buzz. It's an absolute buzz. And if they're in a chat together, I mean, oh my god, there's going to be some hooping and some hollering. A few yelps as they banged into the wall. Okay, all right. So we've got we're being invaded by aliens tonight. How many have we got on track? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just 6 I can see. Great big Citroen spaceships. Seven. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, stop it. Stop moving around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Just 6 spaceships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll know they're spaceships by what they look like. There you go. They've even managed to get McDonald's in space. The aliens love it. And that's what the spaceships look like from the inside. Targeting system, shields, everything. Warp drive, plasma something or other generator for some reason. Just making up stuff now. Not that I wasn't in the first place. Massively wide car as well. Massively wide car. Difficult to overtake these things. Long, wide, fast, and plasma rifles in the rear wing. So again, it's going to be a little bit of a wait in between race 1 and race 2, just to give people a time to get themselves prepped and ready after race 1. Half an hour in a race chair, especially if it's intense. Yeah, it can get a little bit uncomfy. Obviously race 1 results help out Donkey Chong's points. They also help out Heracran's second position points. Will definitely help him out, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he preferred first, but Donkey Chong just said no tonight. Nah, you're not having that. I'm not giving it you. Spank that little Suzuki Swift to within an inch of its life. That poor donkey needed a chong after that one. Genesis. Not a bad little car, that. Quite a popular one in these lobbies. There is the spaceship. Laser blasters on the front then. Plasma rifles on the rear wing. Biscuit King. It's just gone for bright blue. So yeah, again, no idea where you've come from, Biscuit King. Maybe you've been promoted up from another lobby, maybe. I've seen comedy club liveries before, but this is obviously not a comedy. Oh yeah, TCC, yeah, the comedy club, that'll do it. That's an appropriate name. Does it say it on the back? It's got it on the front, look. Just under Keep Fighting Les. Citron with a lisp. Speech impediment. So I'm now starting to think that Rick 33 might just have a glitch and his wipers can't turn off. Every race, every car, even if he was in an open-topped go-kart, he would find a way to have a wiper running. At least we're not seeing rear wipers going. I mean, kill all wipers. Kill all wipers? Kill all wipers is what I meant to say. T50 Phil just checking in the chats. How was that? It looked like a decent race between you boys, to be honest. Maybe not the results you wanted, but as I was saying, just, you know, sometimes you can, it doesn't matter where you are on track. If you have a real good fight, it can be absolutely phenomenal. I know my first season in GTTCC when I was racing, it was against GT Delhi B, ADG, a few others. I think JRC might have been in that lobby. And we'd only just joined MRC, so we were plonked in the bottom lobbies. Who was the... Oh, God. Oh, the Australian. The Australian. Can't remember his gamer tag. Oh, my God. It's going to hurt my brain, that is. Yeah, we had a phenomenal race. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was cars off track all over the place. It was Nordschleife in GT4 cars. And we had an absolute hoot. We had a hoot in those things, but it was close racing. You know, it was bumper to bumper, side by side through some of the sections. 1 minute I'm crashing off, next minute one of them's crashing off. It just makes for good racing. As long as you can get back involved with people and you know it's clean. That's what we want. Yeah, swapping around all race. Yeah, it was. Marshall sort of getting himself through to the front and picking up massive great chunks of penalty was just okay, so we have seen he was LFC fan before then, Biscuit King, this man. That's why I've seen the comedy club livery before. So previously a different gamer tag, LFC fan. Bit of a random name change, don't you think? Scotty, yes, you're right. What was his... Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, what a hoot we had. What a time. MRC. The business. Stop it, Mutt. You don't need penalties. A couple of little Alpha 4Cs in this one to, I mean, look at the size of those things. They're small, cute, rapid, and then rah, and that thing, slab, several slabs on track, some French slabs tonight. unfortunately, that, you know, I used to enjoy my racing, but I was doing that much commentating, literally. What was I doing? Mondays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays and Sunday. No, I think I had Saturdays and Tuesdays off. And I just wasn't getting the time to put the practice laps in for the racing, and it was starting to annoy me because I just couldn't, you know, I couldn't compete, and it wound me up. So I sold on the steering wheel in a fit of anger. I did what Faithless should have done in race 1 and threw the toys out the window. What I could have done is sacked off a couple of the nights streaming, couldn't I? But, you know. There's the difference between those two. A cute little Alpha 4C look. Oh, look at that. Little blammer look. Versus that thing of Marshall's in front. Look at it. It's like the flipping Star Destroyer coming up your rear end. That's the chicane we're cutting out. So straight around that penultimate corner into this last turn. Just keeps a little bit of extra pace up. Marshall goes a tiny bit wide through there, but it is only a practice session at the minute. There you go. Picks up a little half a second penalty for that off-track action as well. Oh, thirsty tonight, people. Yeah, so a couple of those little 4Cs, a couple of these Genesis, are they G70s, I think? Obviously the monstrosities, we've got plenty of these out. Oh, a little drift-a-thon for P. Gib there in the McLaren. Is there just one of those on track, I think? Just one McLaren. Another slab ship. Sweaty Keg, I forget what you're in for. Race 2, let's have a look. Oh, the Genesis, okay. We're not going to see, we are going to see Rick because he's in a spaceship look. T50 Phil is also in the Genesis, it's the same interior steering wheel. Biscuit King, spaceship. Donkey Chong, Alpha 4C. And Toby in the little Alpha as well. A few drivers heading out on track then, just get a little bit of practice in. Figure out that last turn. I'm sure a lot of these drivers will be used to the chicane over the no chicane. It's the more widely used track to have the chicane in. Also get that last corner very, very wrong. So let's just stay with Sweaty Keg for the next few corners. He's just coming up to that last turn. It's a little bit of a straight in between it, but whether you need to sort of take that into consideration, again, I don't think I've driven it without the chicane. I have to slam the brakes on. So as not to, just have to back off the throttle really, so as not to run out wide. Same for that one. We've already seen drivers picking up penalties for running a little bit wide through there. So it's going to take a little bit more speed through there, but obviously it's going to take a little bit more control as well to just make sure you don't push it out too wide but still keep the pace up, not get attacked on the exit and down that long start finish straight. There's T50 Phil in his Genesis, and these boys just sat in the pits then waiting for race 2 to commence. Oh, There you go. I was just about to say I'll have a look in the chat to find out when, but no need, because it's right now. So, reverse grid from race 1 results. That puts Faithless Emo up the front in the Alpha 4C, P Gib in second, T50 Phil in third. Obviously Donkey Chong starting from the back after winning race 1. Lights go on then. And away we go. Race 2 then, round 4 of GTTCC underway. Who's got the run down towards turn 1? It is Faithless currently. Gets himself back over to the racing line. Oh, the Genesis hot on his tail though, coming through there. Just manages to squeeze through the pack to second, then T50 Phil. P Gib in third. Just let them get through this corner. A little bit chaotic through there as drivers vie for position. P Gib already with a half a second penalty. Mutt 36 just bringing that car into the middle of the circuit, cut off any attack from drivers behind. I think there was contact. I'm not sure who was next to Marshall, but there was a few cars pretty close to him. I think he's just been tagged and nudged off track. So where were we? Mutt in 4th. There's Dark Clark in the spaceship trying to get around the outside of him in 5th. GTP Toby in 6th. We've got Golden Brownie in 7th. Biscuit King in 8th. Donkey Chong and Hirakram having a good start to this race. Then already making up a couple of positions. Although they're getting a little bit tangled up here. They're almost 4 wide coming into this turn. Oh, 5 wide coming into that turn. Marshall then got this half a second penalty he's got to lose. But yeah, that was a little bit chaotic through those turns. I can't quite figure out what happened. I didn't quite see it. So Toby's managed to get his way through to 6th position. Donkey Chong's into 7th. Rick 33 in 8th. Dark Clark, I've missed Dark Clark, who's managed to squeeze his way all the way through to 3rd. Got 36 4th. Mutt and P Gib swapping positions here as well. Still a little bit chaotic on the end of lap 2. Oh. I don't even know where to look. At any minute somebody could go flying off track. I'm on board with 5th place P Gib then, but look at this swarm of cars looking for a way round. Oh no! Hirakram trying to get up the inside of Rick 33. There was a little bit of contact. It spun Rick 33 round. It has looked like Hirakram's pulled over. He's slowed down at least. I think he's just got himself back up to race pace in the background. But yes, that's a shame for the pair of them. Has given P Gib a tiny bit of breathing room though. But look at this, Donkey Chong already up to 6th position. He's managed to weave his way through all the chaos and mayhem and the smoke and the car parts. He's now chasing down 5th position. There's a good old punch up happening behind him. In fact, look at this. There is Hirakram still. Absolute punch up in this pile here. Mutt 36 in 7th then. There's Golden Brownie in 8th. Hirakram 9th. Biscuit King in 10th. This is that final corner. Hirakram looking to run around the outside of Golden Brownie through there. Being very bullish in the I don't know why I called it Sirocco. It's not a Sirocco, it's a Citroen. All looking for the slipstream down this straight as well. Look at this, Biscuit King having a go at Golden Brownie into turn 1. 9th and 10th just behind Hirakram. Very close, very close. Absolutely bumper to bumper between these 5 drivers. This is where it happened last time. Hirakram trying to get up the inside around that sweeping this corner, sorry, and just tagged Rick 33, I think. Oof. So we'll getting a bit scrappy in the back here. And the faster drivers just trying to come through the field. Let's go and have a look back up front then. So we've still got Faithless Emo leading this race. Dark Clark has managed to find his way through to second position though, past T50 Phil now. T50 Phil into third. Best boot on the grid. Toby in fourth. He's not that bad. Donkey Chong is in fifth. He has got himself past P Gibb. And it's still kicking off here at the back. Biscuit King through to seventh then. 36 and Hirakram side by side through this turn. Neck and neck on the exit as well. Hirakram's got himself on the inside line in this next turn. That's going to give him the position. Doesn't run out wide through there as well. Pushes Mutt 36 down to 9th position. There's Sweaty Keg in 10th. Golden Brownie 11th. Marshall in 12th. Picked up a penalty quite early on. Rick 33 still trying to get onto the back end of the field. Yeah, just got tagged by Hirakram around one of those turns. He might have thought, I'm not saying it has, but he might have thought that Biscuit King was Rick 33. They're a very similar blue, and in the heat of the moment, if you only see one end of a car, one part of a car, you might not quite realise who it is. Hence why Hirakram pulled over for a few seconds and then picked up the pace again. Oh, driver's off track through there. It is Hirakram. He was side by side with Biscuit King, trying to go for the position. He's ended up out wide on the gravel. He's gone round, he's gone, and he finds himself at the back of the pack. 33. That's a little bit of a sly grin on his face with that one, I can imagine. So how long can Faithless Emo fend off that great big slab of a French machine behind him? That gap coming down rapidly, so he's less than a second behind him now. He'll get a damn good tow down the start finish straight. He'll use his laser blasters and his plasma cannons, warp drive, some other stuff, turbo lifts, yep, all of that. Chase down Faithless Emo, the gap at 0.6 of a second. Gets a little bit closer. He won't be able to go for the move into turn one. Just allows that car to coast into turn one before applying the brakes. Doesn't stick the brakes on straight away. Keeps that gap at 0.5 of a second. Faithless Emo knows he's there for sure. Let me just jump on board with Faithless. Oh yeah, it's got no rear window, this thing, has it? So you can't see out of it. You will be able to see out though, in terms of, you know, if you're in this view, you can see the little rear view mirror. You get that view. You see the big orange Citroen looming down on you. Himself right in check then, Dark Clark. Right up his rear end. Now, has he got enough speed to get Faithless Emo at the end of this straight? I don't think he has, no. Faithless gone deep though. He's going to lose that position. Oh, what a shame for Faithless Emo. It's been a good drive from him. One tiny little mistake at this point in the race, and that's a top spot gone for him for the time being. Has that little 4C got the legs to keep up with the Citroen? .6 of a second. Spaceship pulling away. Even with the slipstream, Faithless Emo can't bring that time very, very slightly. Starts to bring it down now then, just as they hit the braking point for turn one. And again, out wide there for Faithless. That's going to compromise him into the next turn and just opens up that gap again for Dark Clark. No slipstream for Faithless. Dark Clark's just going to keep that kind of pace then. Faithless in second, Toby third, Donkey Chong in fourth. He is slowly chopping his way through this field here. It's going to be some good points on the board for him tonight. T50 Phil in fifth, P Gibbs sixth, Biscuit King in seventh, Sweaty Keg in eighth. There's Rick 33 in ninth. Not 36 has lost a position. He's down to 10th. Marshall's lost a couple of positions as well. Down to 11th. Golden Brownie down to 12th. And Hirakram still trying to catch up with the pack. 5.5 seconds behind at the moment. Oh, who's that with a penalty? Marshall. Golden Brownie's going to get back past him. Marshall peels back over, tries to pick the slipstream up before they come into this next left-hander, and does manage to hang on to the back end of Golden Brownie. So that brings Hirakram a little bit closer to these guys. Dark Clark then making this Citron work. He's opened up the gap to 1.6 seconds to Faithless Emo. GTP Toby holding third, just 2.7 seconds behind Faithless, but look at this from Donkey Chong. Although he's got half a second penalty, he is absolutely storming here. Started from the back, we are just starting lap 7, and he's already trying to have a little go at Toby here for third position. Again, he's got this little penalty to lose. Drop him off that fight with Toby for a little bit. Push him a bit closer to T50 Phil, but he should be able to stay out of danger with that one. .8 seconds back then. Biscuit King through to 6th. P Gibb in 7th. 33 up to 8th. Not too bad considering he was a few seconds off the back of everybody else. Sweaty Keg 9th, Mutt 36 in 10th, Golden Brownie in 11th. There is Marshall back. He's managed to stick with Golden Brownie even after losing that penalty. There's Hirakram in 13th, still trying to haul that car closer to the pile in front. He's getting a little bit closer every lap. 3.3 seconds the gap now. This will be closer. Look at this, Dark Clark. Doing a Donkey Chong look. He's going to try and beat Donkey Chong's 6-second lead or whatever he had. 2.5 seconds currently over Faithless. He's putting all the effort in here, Faithless, but that Citron just far too wide, far too technologically advanced, far too many laser beams. It probably hovers. It's not even got wheels, they're just fake. Oh, there's Donkey Chong then going for that 4. So even after losing that penalty, look, he's still in a position to stick with GTP Toby and have a go back at him side by side through the first chicane. Still at it then, down towards this next turn. Oh, look at this from Toby, just trying to let it roll around the outside. Not quite worked that time. Donkey Chong, I've said it again, Donkey Chong up to 3rd position. It is 4.4 seconds off the back of Faithless, so still a little bit of work to go to close upon him. Same car between the two of them as well, as is GTP Toby. T50 Phil holding 5th in the Genesis at the moment. Biscuit King 1.5 seconds behind him in another spaceship. P Gibb sticking pretty much with him though in 7th. Rick 33 looks like he's making a little bit of time upon P Gibb here as well. He is a tiny bit. Gap at 2 seconds. We know those Citrons quite like it here. Sweaty Keg 9th then. Golden Brownie 10th, Mutt 36 11th. Marshall 12th, and there is Hirakram now tucked onto the back of this fight. He can start trying to weave his way back through this field. Halfway through the race, a little bit of work for him to do then for maximum points. Only managed second. I say only, it was a tough fight for him. Getting inveigled with a few drivers quite early on, and unfortunately that just allowed Donkey Chong to disappear, which is exactly what Dark Clark's doing in race 2 here. 3.6 seconds lead then, still pulling more time over Faithless. But again, what can Donkey Chong do? Can he bring that time down? 3.9 seconds between himself and Faithless. Still got GTP Toby for company. It's pretty much staying as it is for the time being. Biscuit King used his warp speed transmogrification beam to get himself past T50 Phil. He's about to lose that position again. He's got a half-second penalty. Probably he picked that up when he was going for the move on T50 Phil. As T50 Phil got that back. Still side by side. He's got the outside to the inside. He should retain it. Biscuit King right up his rear end on the exit, down towards this no chicane last couple of corners. That does put Biscuit King in a great position here to go for a move on T50 Phil. Great exit from him. Oh, pulled out a tiny bit too late, gave T50 Phil a tiny nudge rather than actually peeling out to the right of him. As he got enough pace, T50 Phil putting that car right in the middle of the circuit. Biscuit King thought about having to go up the inside, knew he was carrying too much speed, backed off and had to peel across to the other side of the track to avoid smashing T50 Phil off. But great bit of race craftsmanship from the pair of them. Again, T50 Phil just keeping that car right in the middle of the circuit, not giving Biscuit King any kind of thought about going up the inside. Unfortunately, it does slow them all down. There you go, I was just about to say, allows the drivers behind to close back up. There's Rick 33 and P. Gibb now right on the rear end of these two. There was a little bit of a gap between them. T50 Phil under all sorts of threat here then from the Citrons. Inside line. T50 Phil not able to carry the speed around the outside. He left the door wide open as well then for Rick 33 to have a little look at him through there. Still side by side on the exit. Citron looking good round a turn. The wide frame of it just means it sticks to the road way better than a lot of these other cars on track. He's got himself through to 6th then, Rick 33. Great move from him. Saw the opportunity and took it. Unfortunately, T50 Phil losing 2 positions around those same corners. Come on, press the right buttons, you mong. Battle now then, P. Gibb, T50 Phil, side by side into turn 1. T50 Phil thinking three positions in 3 corners. No, not having that. You stay back there, P. Gibb. You just stay back there, at least for a few more corners. He's managed to find a gap up the inside here though, P. Gibb. Inside line for T50 Phil. He does lose that position, I think, does he? Trying to drive around the outside, T50 Phil, but I don't think it's going to work down there. Although saying that, wow, great bit of driving. He's managed to pile the pressure back onto P. Gibb coming into that turn. Retakes 7th. Great bit of driving. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what they were talking about in the chats as well. As long as it's fair and clean, you know, you can be upset all you want, you've lost that position, but if it's a fair, clean race and the overtake's been done, you know, without sending you off track or without barging you into a corner or something, it can end up being some of the best racing you've ever done. Sweaty Keg 9th and Golden Brownie 10th. Gap starting to develop at the back. Marshall in 11th. 36 12th. Hirakram. Okay, Hirakram's been in the pits then. He's dropped off the worn softs and he's picked himself up a fresh set of softs. But he is 38 seconds down from the rest of the pack now. Full minute behind this man. 2.9 seconds up the road. Faithless Emo with a half a second penalty. He is being closed down a little bit by Donkey Chong. It was 3.7 seconds. It's now 2.6 seconds. Finding a little bit of time here then. Biscuit King in 5th position. But Rick 33 hauling his way through this field. Right onto the rear end of that 5th position. Rain still expected. Oh, only by Rick. It's only Rick that's expecting rain. P. Gibb through to 7th then. Him and T50 Phil have just had a couple of corners battling. Sweaty Keg has found himself with a half a second penalty here as well. A few drivers picking up penalties. The corners like that where you can get all 4 wheels off the circuit, it kind of deems it as a little bit of a shortcut. I don't know how, but unfortunately you get penalised for it. Marshall then back onto the rear end of Golden Brownie, 10th and 11th for those two. But 36 unfortunately drops further down, 6.1 seconds down in 12th. Medium tyres on the front, maybe not quite giving him as much grip as the drivers with the softs on the front. Just caught him out a little bit in one of these turns. Again, Hirakram been in the pits, fresh set of tyres on. He'll just be pushing to the end of this race. 8 minutes remaining. Now, I don't know. I don't think there's mandatory stops in this, is there? It certainly wasn't in race 1. Gap staying similar between Dark Clark and Faithless Emo, but look at the gap between Donkey Chong and Faithless, down to 1.2 seconds. He pressed the life out of the Suzuki Swift in race 1. He's doing exactly the same here to the Alpha 4C in race 3. Squeezing every drop of juice out of that thing. Still been dragging GTP Toby along. He has pulled away from Toby. Still in a decent place at the moment, Toby. Oh, we've missed a move. Rick 33 has got himself past Biscuit King then. Biscuit King finds himself with a half a second penalty. That's going to extend Rick 33's lead on him and bring P. Gibb back into the equation here. He's just 1.8 seconds back, dragging a T50 Phil along for the ride as well. Sweaty Keg's not too far at the back of them, so let's just have a look. There is Biscuit King losing his penalty. Rick 33 pulling away a little bit. And how close is P. Gibb by the time they come out of this turn? Gap down to 1.4. And again, he's dragging a T50 Phil and a Sweaty Keg along for the ride. So they all get a little bit closer to Biscuit King. Marshall 10th, past Golden Brownie in 11th, but 36 struggling in 12th. And Hirakram, decent result in race 1, but not had the best of nights tonight here at Catalunya. Got to keep my eye on these two as well. Look at this, absolutely neck and neck then between these two. 0.7 of a second, 0.8 of a second. Having to take their time around some of these turns now. The tyre wear just forcing them to back off the throttle for maybe a little bit longer, just hesitate before pressing the throttle as well. Tyres just want to push you out wide now. They've got this big amount of wear on it. Still 0.7 of a second between these two. A little bit of a straight then for Donkey Chong to try and pull time on Faithless here. Not able to do it though. Not through there either. And are they actually... Dark Clark looks a little bit bigger on screen. Has Faithless Emo got a little bit closer to him? I doubt he's been able to pull the time unless Dark Clark's made a little bit of a mistake somewhere. Just going to flick to Faithless and have a look. 1.7 seconds. Yeah, he has made a mistake somewhere, Dark Clark. That's right, you flash your lights at him. You tell him, Faithless. Chong not close enough to go for a move into turn 1 here either. 0.7 of a second gap stays. Yo-yoing a little bit between those two. Let's just look at the tyre wear difference between Faithless Emo. We're going to jump to Dark Clark and have a look at his. Oh, front left really hurting him. That's the tyre he needs compared to Faithless Emo's. He's got loads of life left and he is starting to haul that big Citroen back into view here. Down to 1.3. It was 1.2 just as they got into that turn. Still got Donkey Chong just hanging around in the background here as well. He's suffering a tiny bit of tyre wear. What have we got? Oof. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Faithless can really pile the pressure on here. He's got this gap down to just over a second. So Dark Clark, no problem through that turn. That's not the tyre that's hurting him. It's through this corner here that the tyres are hurting him. We stay as we are for the time being then. Stays at about a second, and everybody struggling around this corner again, just so wants to push you out onto that sand. Donkey Chong starting to bring that time back down again then between himself and second place Faithless. Faithless just needs to make a couple of tenths up on Dark Clark to bring him back into the slipstream range. Just over 2 minutes remaining. 1.2 seconds the gap at the minute between Dark Clark and Faithless. There's Donkey Chong still trying to bring that time down between himself and Faithless. Toby in fourth. He falls a bit further back from those drivers in front. Found himself with a half a second penalty, but he's got a good 8 seconds back to Rick 33 in fifth. Again, he's had a decent... Not to start with, he's had a decent race tonight, Rick 33. Got tagged off, maybe this actual corner he might have been tagged off at. Ended up at the back of the pack, a few seconds down as well, but has just managed to make that Citroen work for him tonight. You can see he's got the big amount of tyre wear on that front left as well, but he seems to be making it work for him at the minute. Just managing to keep Biscuit King behind him. Here's Biscuit King, followed by P. Gibb in 7th. T50 Phil a few seconds back from him in 8th, but he's got Sweaty Keg right up his rear end. Pair of Genesis battling it out in these last couple of minutes of the race. Marshall in 10th, Golden Brownie in 11th. Again, gaps starting to develop between those boys. But 36 finds himself another little half a second penalty. Falls a tiny bit further back from Golden Brownie, and Hirakram not had the best of nights tonight in that thing. Okay, final lap underway now then. Dark Clark leading 1.3 seconds. He's found a little bit of pace somewhere. I think he was Maybe concerned that Faithless was catching him a little bit too quickly at the end of this race, and if he didn't put the hammer down, he was going to be all over him, possibly looking for an overtake. And again, you can see how close Donkey Chong is. He's keeping himself right in touch there with Faithless. Any tiny mistake and he'll find a way through for sure. So will we see any mistakes in this last part of the race? Again, so it's final lap on screen now. We are over that 30 minutes. Just a few corners left to go, but anything's possible. To this little straight in the middle then. Nobody quite in a position to go for a move. Donkey Chong a little bit closer. I still don't think he's quite close enough to go for an attack into this turn. He might... he has a little think about it through there, just to make Faithless aware he's coming in and he's pushing you right to the end of my friend. So it's looking good for Dark Clark then. He is going to take the win in race 2 here, as long as he doesn't stick it on the sand out here and spin it round. No, he doesn't. Peels across the track then, takes the win. Faithless Emo takes second. Donkey Chong coming home right behind him for third place. Toby, it's a great effort, not able to keep at the pace of those top three though. Fourth place for him. Rick 33, got to say, probably the best race of the night. Getting his way all the way through. Well, saying that, Donkey Chong's best race of the night, I will say. Donkey Chong. Rick 33, second best race of the night. Biscuit King coming home in 6th, then P Gibbs 7th, Sweaty Keg in 8th, T50 Phil and Marshall literally came across the line together in 9th and 10th, Golden Brownie in 11th, Mutt 36 in 12th, and Hirokram does finally cross the line and take 13th. Faithless Emo, more fun than race 1. Oh yeah, I didn't think you were having any fun at all. Fun wasn't even in the equation in race 1 for you, I don't think. So there he is, Dark Clark on the top spot for race 2 then. And that's it. That's round 4 done and dusted. Same time, same place next week, obviously, for round 5. But I am back tomorrow night for not what it was previously called. Same time, same place, 8 o'clock on Saturday nights. But now it's the Just for Fun driving club race evening thing. Alright, we're not allowed to use the other 2 words. There's been a falling out. So it's Nordschleife and it's coffee at the Nürburgring, but not coffee at the Nürburgring. Alright, same thing, different name. And then we're back to Sunday night again, 9 o'clock for the next round. Oh, is that round 5 of the Super Formulas, I think, with the P1 boys. That's Sunday night at 9 o'clock. So Friday night at 9 o'clock for the next round of this. Saturday night at 8 o'clock for the clandestine drinking coffee at the Nürburgring, but not. And then Sunday night for Super Formulas. That's what we've got coming up. Friday night 9, Saturday night 8, Sunday night 9. And that's going to be it from me, people. I hope you have... Hey, no problem, Mr. Lewis. No problem at all. Yeah, I hope you have liked what you've watched. If you have, you know what to do, people. Click all the things, smash all the bits, but most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.